Blog Talk Radio.
What's going on, folks? It's your boy Long Beach Joe, and I am back at it again. And boy, oh boy, are we coming off of quite a victory over the Houston Texans. The New York Jets beat the Houston Texans 21-14. 21-14, the Jets take it, and this was a game that was a roller coaster, and we're going to get into it. So let's get it started. Listen, I'm the man of the people. I'm here for the people. Let me shamelessly promote my Facebook page. Everyone go on Facebook, search The Long Beach Joe Show. Like that page. My content's up there. Go ahead and give it a listen. Message me. I'll message you right back. I love going back and forth with folks about this football team. Also, leave me some feedback. I love hearing about what you folks think I do here on The Long Beach Joe Show. So without further ado, folks, let's go ahead and get into the show. I am fired up. I'm fired up, y'all. I'm fired up, all right? Let me tell you something. Your boy is on iTunes, okay? Long Beach Joe Show on iTunes. Please go on there, subscribe to your boy's podcast. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, hit up the podcast. Go on there. You know, leave me a 5-star rating as well. Give me some feedback on the show. I love, hearing about what you folks think I do here on the show. So give me some feedback. Let me know how you folks feel about what I'm doing, man. I'm also on YouTube as well. If you want to see the live show on YouTube, we live stream. Sometimes, we do live game reactions. We enjoy and watch the game together, and then directly after, we'll do a show. Or even when I just, live stream the show as well for our pregame shows. It's on there too. Long Beach Joe Jets on YouTube. Go there, subscribe, turn on your notification bell, and hit the thumbs up button so that you let me know you like my videos. And again, please hit that notification bell so when you folks subscribe, you will get all of my content. I post something, you'll be in the know. Hit your boy in the comments as well. Let me know what you folks think about what I'm doing on YouTube too. We do a lot of stuff over there, so we have a blast. But listen, it's time to talk about it, all right? The New York Jets today were able to get a victory over the Houston Texans, and it wasn't the prettiest thing in the world. It wasn't. It wasn't something, that you look at and you say, man, this was the cleanest game ever. It really wasn't. But we did what it took to get a W. That's what we did, all right? We did what it took. There was a lot of talk about Zack Wilson. There was a lot of talk about him returning. Everybody was anxious. Everybody was excited. Everybody said, hey, what do we want to see out of this kid? What is he going to be bringing to the table? And today he was kind of up and down. He was kind of up and down today. We're trying to see where he's at, but he was up and down. At first, he started out pretty solidly. The first drive, things looked okay. Things looked good. But, things just kind of went awry after that. He ended up throwing an interception, which actually was him just trying to toss the ball out to Ty Johnson, but Ty Johnson didn't see it. And then after that, things just we couldn't get things rolling consistently offensively. We couldn't get it rolling offensively, really. There was no consistent drives. We couldn't finish drives. We couldn't finish drives with scores. Zack Wilson ended the day 14 of 24, 145 yards, and an interception. We had some issues, man. We saw Zack Wilson miss a lot of throws today as well, especially after that interception. Things really started to go downhill for him. He missed Coleman, a back coming out of the backfield. He missed him. He was throwing balls high and hot. He missed Elijah Moore coming across the middle as well. The thing that I think we all saw today was his touch was kind of off in this game. We saw that the touch of, just the touch passes, things where he shouldn't try to rocket the ball in there, things where he should try to, just let off a little bit, allow the receiver to be able to catch a football and keep rolling. Don't make it so hard on him to make the catch. He was kind of rusty on that stuff. We saw him kind of, having to try to deal with that stuff, live in the end game. And it kind of hurt him a bit. But I think a lot of that was coming back from, the injury. I think that's what a lot of that was. Coming back from the injury, trying to, figure things out. So we saw that. We saw him kind of, deal with those things, having to worry about the touches and all those other things that he was just missing guys that were open. He was passing guys up that we could have really have hit, guys that could have got longer gains. But we kind of settled things in. We were able to get some things on the board, and a big part of that was our running game. Our running game was solid in this game. Running game was very solid. We saw a guy that we hadn't saw much at all this season really be able to step in and do some things, and that was Walter. Walter came in, had 9 carries, 38 yards. He was running the ball hard, all right, along with Tevin Coleman as well, running the ball solidly too. Listen, our running game was very solid in this game. We had 157 yards on the ground. Walter scored a touchdown as well. Coleman had 16 carries for 67 yards. Ty Johnson, 6 carries for 42 yards. Our running game was solid today, very solid. So we were able to kind of keep things rolling, but a big part of it, and we'll get to the lines in 1 second. 631, please hold on. We'll come to you in 1 second. A big part of this game today as well was our defense. Our defense early, John Franklin Myers, man, this guy was playing unbelievable, okay, unbelievable. 2 sacks, an interception. He was flying around. Now, we did make some mistakes defensively. We let up some stuff, especially early. We weren't looking so good, but we were able to put things together and stop them on drives. We did give up some flags, though. We gave up some flags, some defensive pass interference flags that really extended Texans' drives, that really hurt us. You know, we kept getting into these situations where we were helping them out and allowing them to score touchdowns because, again, these defensive penalties set them up for situations, and that hurt us. But once we kind of started to clean those things up and settle down, particularly in the second half, we got a bit better. The big game critical moment came in the second half, though. Came in the fourth quarter. We were up 18 to 14. We're driving down. All right. It's a 4th down conversion by Zack Wilson. That was huge. Then there was a catch by Elijah Moore on 3rd and 8 we thought was good. Of course, the refs overturned that play, right? So we come out after it seemed like 30 minutes the conversion was. The Jets burned a timeout coming out of the challenge. They didn't have the play ready. Guys were running around all over the place. They had to burn a timeout. Then they come back, out, challenge the play, right? They come back out after that, burn the timeout. Then they they get Griffin a catch, which turned it into like 4th and 1, 4th and 2. They put Amendola out there, and Amendola was terrible in this football game. He missed kicks left and right. They put him out on the field. Sulla calls a timeout, pulls him off the field. They put the offense back out on the field. They convert again. We get another 1st down. Then we drive down. Elijah Vera-Tucker gets a penalty. That pushes us back. Okay, that pushes us back in this game. We keep driving. We end up getting back out, putting Amendola back out on the field for a 30-something yard field goal. And at that point, I was saying to myself, my goodness, why is he on the field? He's not going to be able to make this goal. He was inconsistent all day. Amendola lines up with everything on the line and hits the field goal. And that puts us up 21-14. 21-14 puts us up by a score. Man, this was a shaky game for the New York Jets. And we're going to go to the lines because I want to discuss it with the callers. Again, 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639. Call in. We are taking live calls. We're talking about everything. We're talking about the Jets. We're going to be talking about the game. We are recapping. We got ourselves a victory, all right? So now I'm going to 631. 631, I'm coming directly to you, 631. Give me your name, your number, where you're from. And give me your thoughts on this New York Jets victory. How are you feeling about it? 857, I will come to you in a second. 631, I'm coming directly to you. 631? 631, give me your name. All right. I guess he's gone. We're going to keep rolling. Next, we're going to 857. 857, we're coming directly to you. 857, give me your name, where you're from. Give me your thoughts about this New York Jets victory over the Texans.
Hello?
Yes.
Hey, what's up? This is Chris. What's going on, man?
What's going on, my friend? Give me your thoughts about this victory, man. What are your thoughts about this Jets win over the Texans?
I have more questions than answers. I mean, with this team, you want to see you didn't expect you don't expect like you didn't expect a lot of wins, but you want to see progress from the quarterback, and it's just more questions than answers. Every time you just like, well, what can you look at this game and find out what this team is and what do we need in the draft and what free agents do we have? You wanted some kind of answers where you need to go for next season so you can actually be competitive with teams, you know? And you look at these games, and you're like, yes, it's nice to get a win. I'm not rooting for the draft picks, but at the same time, it's like, okay, we won, but and what? Is Zach Wilson the good quarterback? Do we need a new defense? And you know, it's just more questions than answers, and that's the frustrating thing about this team.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, like, you know, I mean, John Frankenmeyer's had a good game. Okay, he woke up from his sleep or whatever he was doing, but again, is it that we're playing better or is it we playing the Texans? That's the question. Are we playing a team that's so bad that you know that then you know? So I mean, a win's a win in the NFL, and you know I'll take it. But at the end of the day, there's more questions to me as a fan. I've been watching this team for the last 30-something years. You know, I don't. You know, obviously you want to see improvement in the last couple of weeks of the season. Obviously, you want to get a better read on the team, like for next year. But you want to see something hopeful going into next year. You know, I'll take the win, but you know, I don't know what to think. You know.
Yeah. So again, Chris, I want to thank you for calling in. You know, I really love talking to you about this team because you bring takes. Listen, I want to go straight to the top. You talked about Zach Wilson today. He looked a bit rusty to me. Okay, he looked a bit rusty to me. There were some touches that were off. Touch passing. What were your thoughts about his performance on the day? I mean, he was 14 of 24, 145 yards, and an interception, no touchdown throws. How did you feel about his performance?
I mean, he's a rookie quarterback, and he's gonna, you know. But I mean, his performance wasn't better than Joe Flacco than any of the other guys. So you know, there's more. Like I said again, there's more questions than answers. You know, are we still gonna, you know, is Zach Wilson gonna be good and better in year 2 and then year 1? Obviously, that happens for most rookie quarterbacks anyway. Nobody comes up and just starts lighting up the whole NFL except Mac Jones. But you know, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, he looks good at times, and times he looks like, you know, he looks bad. You know, so. I don't know. I mean, there were some great passes. You know, I mean, and we can't blame Mike LaFleur because we've seen him take Mike White and make him look like a superstar with actually a better team than the Jets played today. You know what I'm saying? And Mike White, you know, and Joe Flacco, even the other quarterback had a great 300+ yards with this offense. So, I mean, Michael Carter was out, and a lot of the weapons were out as well. So, I mean, you could take that into account. And also, you know, I'll just say lastly, I'm like, you know, you want to see Zach Wilson progress, but it's hard for the Jets it's hard for you see a quarterback, any quarterback, like see his true potential when you don't have any tight end, and you know you don't have those short throws, and the Jets have no tight end. So, you know, it's difficult, but, I mean, we're not going to trade him or anything or get rid of him like some people are saying, or trade him for Russell Wilson, some crazy stuff. But, I mean, we'll see. I mean, he played okay. He played okay.
Yeah. Now, I think the big thing that shined today as well for our offense, you know, like you said, Zach Wilson was very up and down today. But what were your thoughts about our running game? Because our running game was, you know, there was some positive things to be said and seen about some of the things that they were doing. So what were your thoughts about that?
Yes. You know, one of the things I like about I said about this team, and then everybody looks to the draft and everyone looks at you know, these offensive linemen and tell, you know, the Jets want to draft. I don't think our offensive line is that bad. I think our offensive line is good with the run. On the running part of the thing, on the running part of the thing, I think we need more veterans than we need more rookies. I think if we're gonna spend money on free agency on the offense, we need, instead of go draft, I think we need playmakers for Zach Wilson. I don't think we don't need to draft more offensive linemen. I think we need playmakers on this team for this guy to throw. But they've been consistently good at running the football. That's all I could say. I mean, I like the running backs. They showed a lot of heart. That's it. So I commend the offensive line for playing a real good running game today, and they did pretty good. AVT did good, the other guys did. The Morgan Moses, these guys, I think they're good enough. But I don't know.
Yeah, listen, I hear you. I have a different opinion. I think we could definitely better our offensive line. If you look at today, I think that Connor McGovern was exposed. We saw him struggle today. And, again, the Texans don't have, like, some unbelievably great pass rush. We saw him kind of get exposed today. Morgan Moses seems to be dealing with the injury, too. We saw him let up pressure, especially after, getting that knee injury. So we'll see what happens going forward with him. But I think we could still pick up some guys. But our running game was solid today. I think that was the thing that really held our offense up and kept us afloat. But going to the other side of the ball, man, let me tell you something. How excited were you about this Jets defense, particularly John Franklin Myers stepping up in clutch moments to make plays? How did you feel about the performance of the defense today?
He was the best. He gets game ball. Him, C.J. Mosley, for the secondary for the most part. Michael Carter, which he continues to play good. These guys are really, really playing well. So the defense really stepped up today, and I'm very proud of the defense. They really played good today. I can't knock them. They shut the team down, even though it's still them down for 2 quarters. So you can't get mad at the defense like we've been trashing the defense for weeks. They showed up today.
Yep. Yeah, they did. Now, you know who didn't show up today? Amendola. All right? There was times where
I'm already looking at
downright bad.
Kicker for next year.
Go ahead.
I already have him go. He's gone, man. I mean, when those fourth-round picks, we got to go get a kicker. If somebody can call Joe Douglas, man, that LSU kicker, he has the 4th round. We got to get him. Let's get rid of this guy, man.
Yeah, he was awful. I was shocked that he made that what is it, like a 32 or 38 yarder. I was shocked that he made that to put us up 21-14. I was shocked because he's been so inconsistent this season. We even saw Sulla pull him off the field, this game. I mean, it was completely ridiculous. But my final question before I let you go, man, is what were your thoughts about Sulla in this game? Because we saw him last week blow through timeouts. Then we saw him come into this week and make another mistake towards the end of the game that didn't kill us. It didn't, we ended up being able to kind of get away with it, but he blew those 2 timeouts. After the challenge play, we didn't have a play ready. They blow a timeout during that. Then he, later on in the drive, he put, Amendola out there on the field, blew a timeout, pulled him off the field, put the offense back. What were your thoughts about his coaching decisions today and his game management?
I mean, he's a rookie coach, and he's getting used to being the head coach of a team. I mean, you're going to see just like him within. But the problem is we got the best coach. We're fighting against the best coach in the NFL up in New England. And if we ever hope to, do you think even Robert Saleh will be able to outcoach Bill Belichick? I don't think so. And that is the problem with this team, man. And I mean, as much as we want to talk about Zach Wilson, we want to talk about and we get all these free agents and players. Is this guy going to be able to knock off the Bills coach or Bill Belichick in New England? The only guy that's been able to do it is Rex. And I mean, under our Jet fandom, he's been only been able to beat Belichick, and is Robert Saleh going to ascend to that point? We don't know, but he's a rookie coach. He's going through, he's learning like everybody else. But it was terrible, man. I mean, the coaching, the time management, it's just awful. They need to add something like an assistant head coach or something to help this thing out, because if we plan on competing in the next 2 years with a lot of these other teams, man, we need way better time management and coaching and against these teams, man. The teams
Yeah.
that don't win, that's their problem. That's the teams where the Jets and other teams are looking at draft choices last year because of their coaching. But I mean, like I said when I first called, there's more questions than answers, man. And that's what I didn't like about this game. I didn't see any, thing. If the Jets, even the Jets lost, like, and the defense was bad, and the Jets and Zack Wilson threw for about 300, 400 yards, I would actually feel good because I was like, hey, this guy learned, this guy came back. We got to get some more defensive players. But we didn't learn anything. We saw the same thing. The same thing. Thank God we played the Texans today.
Yeah, listen, I hear you, Chris, but I'll tell you what, a win's a win, man. Listen, I want to thank you for calling in. I got to get back to these lines, man. They are hot. You have yourself a good one, man.
Thank you.
All right, listen, Chris calling in. We're going to keep getting to the lines again, 515-602-9639, 515-602-9639. Call in. We are taking live callers. Also, we're taking calls from the Discord as well. For all of you that are listening, I have a Discord. You can go on my link tree. You can go to my social media platforms, all of that stuff, and it has links to my Discord. We take live calls from the Discord as well. So when you call in, you can call in from the show. You can call in on the Discord, and we'll definitely go back and forth with everyone. So we're going to keep getting to these lines. Again, 515-602-9639, 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. Next, I'm going to my guy, Rusty. Rusty, I'm coming directly to you. You know what I'm saying? Salute to you, Rusty. I want to thank you for calling in today. Rusty, Jets get a victory over the Texans, 21-14. What were your thoughts and opinions about Zack Wilson and his performance, man? How did you feel about it?
Hey, Joe. Hey, Savages. Salute. Well, it was it was interesting. It was like I don't know, it's like someone just threw me into a burlap sack, roughed me up a little bit, threw me on a roller coaster. Then the roller coaster ride was over. I was like, I survived, and the game was over. It's like, oh my God, we won. That's similar to what it was in a way. It was all over the place, It was good, it was bad, it was ugly, and then it was it was everything. It's like, oh no. Yeah, that basically sums it up for me. That's what it was. It's those those rookie moments and bumps that you're gonna take. Like, it is what it is.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No. Listen, I understand the passion, the emotion. It was an ugly victory, like you said. We watched it together. This is a recap directly after the game. It was an ugly victory, but I'll take them. I'll take victories any way they come. They don't always have to be pretty. All right, I'll take an ugly victory, but like you said, it was all over the place. And I want to start at the top with you with Zack Wilson. What were your thoughts about his performance, man? Because to me today, he looked off. He didn't look like He didn't come back on fire. I mean, after that first drive, it was like things just kind of fell apart offensively, and we saw him missing throws, missing guys, not being able to put touches on the ball, missing guys that were wide open within the offense. What did you see out there, watching him in this game?
I think it was a little bit of the jitters and the nerves just coming back, but I really think it was because it's me. It's not all the way healed. And I don't know. Knock on wood, I just get flashbacks to seeing RG3, and they just throw him right back out there, and then he gets like spaghetti me, and it was, but it's similar like that to me in a way because, there's certain throws he could put a little bit more of the mustard or touch on, and you can see it. He's not putting that little bit of like more of a weight or. He just, like you said, he looks off. He's not comfortable. And especially, too, when he's running out of the pocket. He had a good touchdown run. He, scampered in and found, the hole. But he's not his normal self where he's able to, break free and at least get a little bit of a breath where he doesn't have to look back so much. Like that, oh, man, when I thought it was almost going to be a safety, my heart jumped into my throat. And then it jumped into my throat twice because I thought he digged up his knee. Or he definitely did something. It was a double whammy. It was it was a little.
You were talking. Yeah, you were talking about. And for those of you that may have not seen the game or wasn't watching, there was a point in time when the New York Jets were pretty close to the end zone, trying to start their drive and get down. And like you said, Zack Wilson rolls out. And, he started to roll to his right. We all thought he was going to take it back. Nope, he reversed field and ran into the end zone with a Texans defender chasing him. And we all said to ourselves, whoa, everybody was screaming, whoa, don't get sacked in the end zone. I was screaming that as well. All of us said, don't get sacked in the end zone. And then, he kind of got away from that, and then he kept running, and then he ended up, getting knocked out of bounds, and then he comes up and he's limping crazy to the sidelines. And we were all like, man, like Rusty said as well, that knee does not look good. He was just limping, and then he had the whole coaching staff and looked like medical also surrounding him as well. So, yeah, we'll see what happens going forward with that knee, but I don't know what's going on there. But like you said as well, he just seemed off the entire day. The touches, the passes, he was missing guys. He missed Elijah Moore. I remember he missed Coleman as well that was open. I mean, these guys were open. Like, if he put the ball in their hands, they take off and go for yards, at a time. And it was tough, especially that interception that he threw, I think was really tough because Ty Johnson wasn't even looking for the ball at that point. I mean, it was just, Zach's just got to clean these things up, and we understand, he's a rookie. He's going to get things together, but he's got to figure this stuff out. Now, going to the running game, man, you look at the situation here. I thought the running game was really the thing that shined for us offensively today. It kept us afloat. What were your thoughts about the performance of Walter? Because this guy just kind of came off of nowhere, called up, off that practice squad, and he's come in and really been able to make an impact. Again, Michael Carter was not playing today. What were your thoughts about the running game, and particularly our running back Walter stepping in and getting some carries today and a touchdown?
I like him, man. I don't know. I see him as like a little Mighty Mouse. He threw me. All of a sudden, when he was first put in, he just shot out of a cannon. I was like, what the hell was that? It threw me off. Yeah. And then, he turned around. I was like, Walter. I was like, what's a Walter? And then, looked and did some of my little research things. And, yeah, no, I was pleasantly surprised. And he's, it's good because he's short, but he's got big, powerful legs to where he can hide behind all those, behemoths of the offensive line. You really can't see him, and then he'll just dart out, and he can, smack you in the chest, and he's not afraid to do it, and he'll run with it. So I like him, and I was surprised that Ty only got 6 touches with, 7-yard average, but I was happy with it. Happy with him. And then Coleman, too. He scared me a little bit, too. He almost fumbled at the end of the game when he let that guy go by him. And but you saw him double clutch and just go down. But I was happy with it. I was definitely happy with it. It's just weird to see a 3-headed monster like that where you'd think guys can't get their rhythm because you think you'd have to get at least 15 touches each. But they're finding their strides. It's good. They're putting them in at the right times. Where they're not tired and they're not messing with the flow of the game and how they're feeling. I'm liking it.
Yeah. Yeah, another guy that he called a great game today, as Floor did. He called an amazing game, but another guy that I was excited about and, who really I thought made some very solid plays for us, converted, was Elijah Moore, man. What were your thoughts about his impact on the game? He only had, 4 catches for 46 yards, but he also had some, handoff. He had one handoff for 1 carry for 7 yards. What were your thoughts about the impact that he had on this game against the Texans?
He's just like that dagger, It's crazy because he can come at you like a katana or it could be a dagger and you're not seeing it coming and just, that's it. You just, all of a sudden you're like, oh, my God, I'm leaking. And he's just running. He's gone. He's in and out, especially when we did that little reverse. We finally used him. I think it was a 4th and 2. And he came around and did that little sweep. And he just, he made that 8 yards look like normal person would do in 2 yards, and he found that little gap, and he just darted right through it. And finally using somebody to, what they should be used to. And he's smart, too, He stopped them from he made them use one of their timeouts at the end. Instead of running out of bounds, he just ate, it was a 3-yard loss and said whatever, and, made the Texans burn the timeout, too. So he's smart, too. He's, he's not selfish. He's not like, a me guy. It's sort of how Jamal and OBJ is. Sort of, I like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
Listen, I hear you. Now, one of the things that, was a little shaky to begin with, our defense, we had some question marks about them coming into this game. We saw they've been struggling as of late. This defense, played pretty decently down the stretch. They got a lot of stops in critical situations where the offense had put them in bad situations. We saw a bad punt by Braden Mann where The defense was able, to step up and hold their own there. What were your thoughts about the play of this defense, particularly John Franklin Myers and Bryce Hall? What were your thoughts about the play of those two players, man?
Oh, that's my boy JFM. I love him. I'm happy that he came, he got out of his coma a little bit. He was only in like a couple-week coma. That's good, nothing serious. So, he snapped out of it. It was good. And, it was everybody else getting pressure too, and it allows him just to, free himself up and be him. And it just makes me think if we had a Lawson, like what would the possibilities be? Boy, yeah. I'm thrilled. And I was making fun of Quinnen in the chat thing too. It was like, anybody seen a Quinnen? And then it was funny, like literally 2 minutes after I said that, he got, good, I'll eat crow for that. That's good. I'm happy with that. That's good.
Yeah, Quinnen was able to get himself a sack. Well, Quinnen and Quincy had a sack today.
Yeah.
Like I said, early it was shaky. John Franklin Myers was able to really make a play, though. Got us that tipped-up interception from Tyrod Taylor. He was able to grab that, take off down the other way. He was also able to get us 2 more sacks. He played out of his mind today, but like I said as well, Bryce Hall, even though he gave up that touchdown catch to Cooks, he really stopped a lot of things. And he played well as well down the stretch, too. Michael Carter even stepped up. But one of the things that bothers me and continues to happen to this football team is the defensive penalties to help extend drives. What were your thoughts about some of the calls that we saw go against the New York Jets today, penalty-wise, man?
Oh, I wish it was Halloween and I knew where the refs were. I'd egg their house like crazy and do some other it's obscene, man. Like I honestly sometimes think it's like how the NBA was, where those guys got busted to where they were betting on it. Because some of the calls are just it makes you pull your hair out, and it literally took them to have Zack almost have his head ripped off. Literally head ripped off for them to finally call like a roughing of the passer on him. They're like, I guess so, And they're like, his head's in his helmet. They're like, all right, there's a flag, So it's nuts, man. It's really really crazy. I don't know what's wrong. I think they're trying to do bad again because they want that money. They want to raise again, and
I don't know.
I think they're going to do a set out because the coaches, they're waiting for a coach to complain about them. Then they're going to sit out. Then they're going to bring in the replacements again. And then you're going to get some who knows what. And then they're going to start making the right calls. And we'll see like good NFL for another 5-7 years until they do it again. Because they found out they could do that the last time they did that.
Well, we got to do something because these refs, there were some calls where it was like, I could see it. That pass interference call on Michael Carter II, I understood that because, you could get that call. But there were other calls where it was like, come on, ref, not another flag. And especially, and I want to get your thoughts on this. What were your thoughts on that challenge that they overturned the catch by Elijah Moore on 3rd and 8? What are your thoughts about that? Do you think that was a catch? To me, it looked like he secured it, but they overturned it. How do you feel about it?
Oh, I think he caught it. I saw it in the slow-mo. The ball didn't move at all. He kept it in his pouch like a kangaroo or something. It was weird because he crouched on it, like the ball hit. But then if you look, his forearm, it was basically, I would look at it as if you're on first base and they were trying to throw you out. The tie goes to the runner, right? That's what it looked like to me. Because it looked like a catch. It wasn't bouncing all around. It didn't hit up into his gut, knock the wind out of him. He definitely caught it. It was crazy. Mm-hmm. I thought it was a catch. I considered it one. But you know how it goes with the zebras, and they see it. It's just ugh.
Yeah,
ugh.
It's insane now. Speaking of ugh, listen. What were your thoughts about Amendola, man? He made me furious this entire game. I was shocked that he hit that 30-plus yard field goal, to put us up 21-14. What were your thoughts about him, man? Because he is so all over the place. Would you get rid of him after this game, even though he hit that field goal?
If the draft was literally when we were watching it that second, and if I was JD, I would have called up LSU's Cade York and been like, hey, what's up? You want to come number 3 pick to the New York Jets? Let's go, brother. You're coming over here. Let's get you. That's exactly what I would do.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah, no, I'd pull him. I don't know what to do. Put him as punter. He was a better punter.
Yeah.
You know, Brandon Mann, his knee is something. He can't kick anymore. Something happened, I guess, and switch him up. I don't know what the hell is going on. It's nuts. It's maddening. That's what I mean, Joe. We're in that Brillo bag and thrown on a roller coaster, roughed up a little bit, and we're thrown out of it. It's like, hey, did you have fun? Like, oh, I guess I didn't die. You know, it's all right.
I guess I didn't die. You know, that it's insane. It's like the bad kicking by Amendola. Then we go Braden Mann, who we usually can depend on. He shanks a punt today that puts the Jets in bad position in a critical time in the game. It was just like, what is going on out here? We just could not solve the issue special teams-wise. Yeah, but I'll tell you what, Amendola, that guy, his job is on the line, man. You got to be looking for somebody to replace him with. Joe Douglas must do whatever it takes to shore up this kicker position at this point. I mean, come on. Yeah. How long has it been since we've had a quality kicker? We had Nick Folk. We moved on from him. We had Jason Myers. We let him go, and we've been struggling ever since. It's like, come on, man. Come on, figure it out. You know what I'm saying?
It's like every time we have a field goal attempt, it's like, oh, yeah, amen, don't, huh? You know, it's not Amendola. It's Amen don't, huh? I'm going to legally change his name and then ship him back to New Zealand.
Man.
It's insane. We'll kick a Kiwi. I don't know. Yeah. It's insane. Because he was doing great, too. Like, he shows us good, you know, in preseason because there's no pressure on him. Then all of a sudden it's like, hey, what's up, man? You know, you want to – you're sort of in the NFL. We need you. All right.
Yep.
Wrong.
Yeah.
Shank it.
I mean, it's crazy.
So this is Buffalo.
It's crazy,
you can't
man.
do that here, you know?
And I mean, we were lucky.
No wide rights here. No wide rights.
Yeah, we were lucky because they had issues as well. We saw them, you know, miss a kick too. That was huge. We saw them miss a field goal as well. So we were just kind of going back and forth in that. But one of the things that I noticed in this football game, and it was something that we've been kind of talking about all season, was the issues as with game management. We've been hearing about that consistently, right? Because we've seen Sulla kind of struggle with that from time to time. Last week, we saw him blow through timeouts. Now, this week, we come out, we see him do the same thing, you know, in that critical time. They come out of the challenge. They don't have a play ready. He ends up blowing a timeout. Then literally a couple plays later, he puts Amendola out on the field to kick a field goal, changes his mind, blows another timeout. Now, we were able to get away with that because we did end up scoring. We did end up kicking a field goal and making it. But say that drive turns into nothing. Now we're, you know, say the Houston Texans go down and score. We're put in a bad position. Now we're down. We're trying to fight back, and we got one timeout. This is kind of like the same situation that we were put in with the Dolphins. Even if we would have gotten back into that game and gotten it close, we would only had one timeout, and it could have scorched us. What were your thoughts about Sulla today, coaching-wise, and his game management? Are you concerned about that stuff?
Well, actually, a little bit, yeah, no. But I have faith in him. But to get to the Miami thing with Flacco, like when we had to burn that timeout, that was actually the refs' fault. They were holding the ball, and Flacco was yelling at him. He's like, "What are you doing?" And they didn't release the ball until there were 6 seconds left on the play call, and we had to do a motion play. So then he had to call a timeout, and then that's why Flacco was flipping out on the ref because he didn't release it at 20 seconds or 25. He released the ball at 6 seconds, so the refs killed us. There's something with the refs, but anyway, he's getting better with it. He is with time and management, but now he's getting through the timeout phase because now he's starting to think more. But at least he's calling timeouts. I can say that because there's been certain times with our other coaches where they're just ostriching it and they just have their heads in the dirt, and all of a sudden now we're going back 5 instead of taking that timeout. So, it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't. But in that sense, and we were ahead, I'd rather burn the timeout or the 5 yards and then lose that momentum, or something to that nature. But I have faith in him, and he's getting better.
Yeah, I was just surprised that he even put Amendola out on that field. There was no, and that's why I was like, why blow a timeout? Because it's like, dude, nobody in the building that's a Jets fan trusts this guy at all. There's no need to put him on the field. He was already struggling. He had just come off that miss earlier in the game. Leave him on the sidelines. Go forward. I don't care. It was like 4th and 1 or 4th and 2 or something. Just go for it. Let's take the game away. If this is our game and we're going to win it, then let's go out there and win it. Let's not put it in the hands of a guy that we already know is going to drop the bag. Let's not do that. You know what I'm saying? That was my thought process.
Yeah, no, I 1,000% agree. That was when we had like 18 points, right? And then we did that sweep with more. That's
exactly.
Yeah. Yep. I totally agree with you. We already had everybody flowing. Everybody, the big uglies were out there, and so you might as well just, do it. I was with you on that. That's probably what it was. He probably naturally was just like, let's go kick the field goal. And all of a sudden he saw who was running out there. He's like, oh shoot, I think I messed up. And then he called the timeout. He's like, oh, that's right. We forgot. We had a kicker in the beginning of the season, then all of a sudden we don't. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Rusty, listen, man. Listen, I want to thank you for calling in. We got to get back to these lines. They are hot. Salute to you, my friend. Thank you for calling in. Next time I have a show, I want to hear from you, all right?
Absolutely, bud. Shout out to you and shout out to the Savages, man. Gangrene for life.
Absolutely. Let's go. Salutes to Rusty, man. We're going to keep getting to these lines. Again, 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. Steve is next up. Hold on one second. Steve will be coming to you. Again, if you're watching, no matter where you're watching me from, please give the stream a thumbs up. If you have not subscribed to the live radio show, please subscribe to the page and hit that notification bell so when I post content, you folks will be in the know. Again, folks, that Discord is open. We taking calls on Discord as well. ! Links in the chat brings up my link tree. Hit that link tree. My Discord link is there. So if you can't call in on your phone, you can always call in your Discord. We will get to you and listen to you on there as well. We want to hear from you, all right? So we're going to keep getting to these lines. Again, 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. My guy, Aaron Valle, in the chat, salutes to the Savages in the chat as well. Aaron says, I feel like Zack played bad in the first half, but settled in the second half. I liked his performance, but I feel like he didn't play bad. Just curious to see how he looks next week. I hear you. Aaron. It was tough. I think the second half, he came out, they ran the football a lot in the second half, ran very effectively, but he was very up and down. I'm looking to see how he plays next week as well, especially when we look at that injury to that knee. Is it healthy? Can he play on it? What's going on with that? Because, again, that's going to affect his play as well. But we'll keep going to the lines. Again, 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. Salute to the Savages in the chat. We'll come to you guys after. Next, I'm going to my guy, Steve, man. Listen, this is my guy, Steve. He knows his Jets. He knows football, all right? Steve is calling in. Salutes to you, Steve. I want to thank you for calling in today. Steve, we just beat the Texans 21-14. How are you feeling about this victory, my friend? What are your thoughts on it?
Hey, Joe. First off, great to hear from you again, man. Let me tell you something. I feel very good about it. It was an ugly game. I'm just going to say this right now. The game was very ugly. And looking at this game, you can honestly see why the Texans are a bad team. You can see why they are a bad team because I'll tell you one thing. They made a lot of boneheaded mistakes as well in this game. I mean, listen, we did too, but I'll tell you something right now. This game was the best game that our defense has looked all season. Now, I understand that this is the Texans we were playing, but this is the kind of thing that we need to see from this defense. Let me tell you, what a day for John Franklin Myers and for Quinnen Williams, and even for Quincy Williams, too, when he went out with the calf injury. Hopefully he'll be okay, but we'll see what happens going forward. Now talking about Zach Wilson, Zack at the beginning of the game, I thought did okay. After when John Franklin Myers got the pick, the thing was, unfortunately, even though Wilson did take the sack, Wilson didn't get too fancy today. He didn't try to make terrible throws down the coverage. But something? He did take the sack when he needed to take the sack. Because, listen, if you got to take a sack, you got to do it. You just can't just try to throw the ball away. But, but it's okay, though. But, listen, the interception, though, that he threw, I don't know what he did on that play. I mean, honestly, what he should have done was either slide or if Ty, and what happened was because Ty Johnson didn't even look behind him. Like all of a sudden he was surprised that the ball hit his back. If that ball never hit his back, it's an incomplete pass, and we could have punted the ball back, because that was a mistake. But the thing was, let me tell you something. The one player in that secondary that really impressed me the most today was Jalen Guidry. Guidry, I thought, played an excellent game. Even though he did slip on the first touchdown pass that Taylor threw, I thought Guidry played an excellent game. He made some nice coverages on the play, and, and it's just the thing is the defense finally played a phenomenal game. Now, I understand this is the Texans, and the Texans are a trash team, okay? They are a trash football team. But, we got to move forward.
Yeah. No, listen, Steve, I mean, you're coming in hot with the fire. I will say, I think the defense has definitely played well. I thought the defense played well against the Titans, the Bengals. There's definitely some games earlier that the New York Jets defense played phenomenal, but this was a game where the Jets defense was a little shaky early, and they were able to recover. They were able to rebound and continue to play. Again, John Franklin Myers, the tipped interception, I think really kind of started the momentum. He got the 2 sacks. I mean, he really played hard, extremely hard in this football game. Guidry, I thought, played well, but let me tell you something. Michael Carter II, outside of that defensive penalty, I thought that he played well. He's been a guy that's been consistent this year, playing very well. I thought Bryce Hall played solidly as well. Yes, he gave up that touchdown.
I forgot to mention Hall.
A lot of play. Yeah, he shut down a lot of plays, and he knocked away a lot of balls as well. He had one of the big knockdowns to stop, that last play by Tyrod Taylor when he should have hit Jordan. No, he went at the guy that Bryce Hall was covering. Bryce Hall knocked that away and was able to shut the game down that way. So I thought that the defense played solidly, but even going back to the offense and what you were talking about, Zach Wilson was very up and down. He was very up and down, and we saw a lot of suspect plays. You know what I'm saying? We saw him miss guys that were wide open. We saw him miss running backs that were wide open checkdowns. We saw him miss Elijah Moore coming across the middle wide open. It seemed like his touches were off. Like he was rocketing balls where he really shouldn't be able to do that. He should have just put the ball in the hands of guys and allowed them to make plays. There was just a lot of questions about what he's doing. And on top of it, we saw him limping with that knee as well. Now, I want to ask you this, Steve. How concerned are you with that knee going forward? Do you think it's fully healed, or do you think he's still feeling the effects of that injury from a couple weeks ago?
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, we'll see what happens as the weeks goes on. We'll see what happens when we're getting ready for next week when we play Philadelphia. I don't think his knee is too serious because he did come back into the game and he did finish. And I think his knee looked really fine. But we'll see what happens. So anyway, Joe, this is a recipe of how you win games. Let me tell you something. This is how we win games. We had 18 first downs. Houston had 13. In total yards, Houston only had 202 yards on the whole day today. 202. We had 266. Passing, we had 109. They had 106. On the ground, we gave up only 96 yards on the ground today, and we rushed for 157. And we won in time possession, too. That is how you win football games. That is how you win football games for this team going forward. The other player that really impressed me was the third running back we got, Austin Walter, who's a guy who I have never heard of before. I'm like, wait, who the heck is this guy? Did we just get him off the street? Did we get him off the street in Houston? And then, no, because he played great. He was one of the reasons why we won the game. The rushing offense was excellent in this game. Yep. Even after on the first play in the fourth quarter, when Wilson took the sack, I'll tell you one thing. When that fumble happened, I was like, oh, my God, here we go. But the thing is, this is one of the reasons why the Texans are a bad football team. They couldn't get the ball. They couldn't recover the ball. A good football team dived onto the ball. But
that's a fact.
The other thing is, I'm going to say this right now, Joe. We need a new kicker. I'm telling you right now, we need a new kicker.
Talk about it.
I don't know.
Talk about it.
No, because here's the thing. If Amendola had hit the 42-yarder early in the fourth quarter, I would have been more comfortable because then we did hit the other field goal later on. But let me tell you something, Joe. This defense was absolutely phenomenal again. And this is the kind, and the defense that I watched today was the kind of defense that Robert Saleh had in San Francisco. Even Ronnie Blair, who came off the practice squad, played today, and he played exceptionally well today. Let me just tell you, It was a good win. Was it ugly? Yes, it was. But a win is a win, Joe, and you got to take it. We get to enjoy Victory Monday tomorrow.
Yeah, listen, Steve, you bring it. You're bringing the heat, like you said as well. Ronnie Blair coming off, getting himself a sack as well. He just pretty much pushed that offensive lineman straight into the lap of the QB. We had so many guys playing well defensively, but Amendola was awful. He was awful on the day, and that's an issue that Joe Douglas has to solve. He's got to solve that. He's got to go out there and find us a kicker, man. It's completely ridiculous that since he's been here, we haven't been able to solve that position. It's unbelievable, Steve. But I want to ask you a question about this, my friend. You talked about Walter. His, impact was big in this game. Again, he's a guy that they called up off that practice squad. Michael Carter being away now, he's getting his shot. We saw Zach Wilson up and down. We saw the defense out there playing. But there was another guy offensively that I thought really played well today that converted, fourth down, that was moving the chains, that was catching balls when he could, man. When his number was called, he went out there and made a play. And that was Elijah Moore, man. What were your thoughts about his play today, and how are you just pleasantly surprised how he seems to be growing and maturing within this offensive system?
No. It's just the thing is that, when you look back, he apparently Elijah Moore came in through on some of those big plays on the play. And the one thing you also got to give credit to, Joe, was the coaching staff. To me, I thought this was the best game that Robert Saleh has coached so far this season. When you look back,
I don't know about that.
No, because Joe,
I don't know about that.
Oh, why? Why? You didn't think he was good? Yeah,
he's had some shaky moments. There's been better coach games that he's had this season.
Yes, he did.
But this was a little shaky. Go ahead, Steve.
I understand that, yes, he did call the timeouts, which unfortunately did kind of burn. But let me tell you, the timeouts were absolutely worth it. The timeouts, for once, came in our favor, because then we were able to kill more clock down, and then Matt Amendola surprisingly made the field goal that made it 21-14, but then the defense came through again. Listen, Joe, it was an ugly win, Joe. It was ugly, but a win is a win, and you got to take it.
You're right. You're right. I'm just saying that I think he's coached better games. I think that Bengals game he coached better. I think the Titans game he coached better. I think there's a couple other games, but like you said, a W's a W. I'll take it all day, but there's some things he's got to clean up. Because, again, if we had gotten stopped, because you remember on that exact same drive that he blew those two timeouts, Elijah Vera-Tucker gets, for the holding penalty, that pushes us back.
Yeah, Vera-Tucker made a rookie mistake.
Yeah. If the Texans stop us right there and they get the ball back, because they could have gotten it back, say they go down and they score, we're in trouble. There was quite a bit of time left for them to get down there and score. If they leave us with less than 2 minutes, we have one timeout, and we're in the same situation that we were in with the Dolphins. The exact same situation where he had blown through so many timeouts that we were trying to get back into the game, and we had a chance, but we couldn't stop the clock. We couldn't stop it because we had no timeouts. We had none. So he's got to clean that up. His game management must be better. It's got to be better because, again, this was against the Texans. We play better teams. They're not going to leave that door open like the Texans did today because, again, the Texans
absolutely not.
As well. They made a lot of mistakes. As well, but we took advantage of the mistakes that we had the best. I will say that. So I'll give my hats off to them. I'm happy we got a victory, but there are some things we got to clean up going forward. You know what I'm saying, Steve?
Yeah, no, definitely,
Yeah.
Joe. Like I said, let's just enjoy the win. And now next Sunday, we'll see what's going on. I mean, we'll see how Wilson's knee develops during the week this week. I mean, we'll see what happens. I mean, Wilson was able to finish the game, but I did read, and I'm going to watch Wilson's press conference a little later tonight. He did say, though, that the knee felt a little bit shaky, but we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens as the week goes forward, because now we got to get ready for Philadelphia. I mean, obviously, we'll talk about the Eagles game in the next time we talk on the show, Joe, which will be this week. But let's just enjoy the win, Joe. Enjoy the win. Let's go.
Absolutely, Steve. That's what it is. Listen, Steve, I want to thank you for calling in. You have yourself a good day, my friend.
You too, man. Bye-bye.
All right. Listen, Steve calling in. He knows his Jets. Again, 515-602-9639, 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. We're also taking calls off of Discord as well. Anybody that calls in during Discord, we'll get to you as well. We'll hear your thoughts and your takes on the situation. Salutes to all the savages in the chat. They are going off right now. Blue Blood in the chat says check downs and open players should be in guarantee. Says Zack was very far from being a backup today. Whoa. A lot of harsh comments for Zach Wilson, man. Jets gang says Zack played great today, but let's not forget his best running back and wide receiver is out and Becton's out. The O-line played bad, too. There was a lot of talk about the offensive line as well. There was. There was some shaky moments. Morgan Moses is dealing with an injury as well. We saw after he went down with a knee injury, he stood back up and got back out there, and we saw the Texans send rush after rush after rushing him, and he was giving up. He seems to be hobbled as well. So there may be more shakeup coming along our offensive line. The offensive line was a little suspect today. Connor McGovern was getting beat consistently. We saw that left and right. And, again, this is a Texans team that doesn't have 3 or 4 prolific pass rushers. We've got to shore that up. And, again, all those things will be shored up going forward, but we've got to clean those things up. But today, Zach Wilson was very up and down, and we'll see what happens. A big part of that is that knee. How stable is that knee? If he's saying it's shaky, that might mean more time. He might need more time sitting down. We'll see. But I'll tell you what, this defense and John Franklin Myers in particular played very well today, very well. I take my hats off to him. Bryce Hall, I take my hat off to him. Made big plays down the stretch. He was a guy that definitely, was in on the last play as well to knock the ball away to kind of seal the victory for the New York Jets. I really like what he did today. I really did. And, again, Blair, coming off and being called up, he got himself a sack as well. This defense got after it. After us having big-time issues getting to the quarterback, today we had 5 sacks today. We had 5. Quincy Williams, Blair, John Franklin Myers at his 2. Man, this defense stepped up and stepped out. We played well today. We played well today defensively, well enough to really shore things up. But, again, Elijah Moore, to me, really impressed me yet again today. Yet again. 4 catches, 46 yards. He converted so many 4th downs for us, continued to move the chains. Mike LaFleur has really gotten into the rhythm as well. He caught an excellent game, and he utilized a lot of weapons today, a lot of weapons. He utilized that pitch play to Elijah Moore, coming out the back with a lot of handoffs and stuff like that. He's really finding ways to get the ball in the hands of weapons. And that was one of the big things and big questions that we had about him this season is, hey, when is LaFleur going to figure out how to utilize these guys? When is he going to figure out how to get the ball in the hands of his playmakers? And we're starting to see him do that. We've seen these last couple of games where he's up in the booth now, and we're seeing more and more and more. And I feel like he's trying to put more and more on the quarterback now. He's allowing the quarterback to go out there, play his game, and do his thing. So, listen, this has been a hot show, man, a hot show. Zach Wilson on his way back. We'll see what happens going forward, man. There's a lot of questions about that knee and a lot of questions going forward with his play, but he's got to clean some things up. Another guy that was good today as well is Braxton Burials. Braxton Burials had some quality returns in this game, also had 2 catches for 47 yards. I thought he was going to break one for a touchdown. He found kind of a gap within the defense, but they were able to bring him down, but he had significant yardage in that as well. And, again, we got to find another kicker because Amendola is poop. That guy is awful, man. Goodness gracious. Amendola is so bad. He's so bad. Give him another one. Jeez Louise. Terrible. He is terrible. So I'm going to go ahead and close out the show now. I want to thank everybody for listening and everybody for calling in. You folks are the greatest. Listen, I am the man of the people. I'm here for the people. Let me shamelessly promote my Facebook page. Everyone go on Facebook, search The Long Beach Joe Show. Like that page. My content's up there. Go ahead and give it a listen. Message me. I'll message you right back. I love going back and forth with folks about this football team. Also, leave me some feedback. I love hearing about what you folks think I do here on The Long Beach Joe Show. I'm also on Twitter as well. YoungJ000. Again, YoungJ000. All right, go ahead and follow me. I'll follow you right back. You want to troll me? No issues. I am the troll that lives under the bridge, and I will troll you right back. And I'll have my Vera Tucker jersey on at all times. At all times. They called a holding call on him today. Might have been bogus. You know what I'm saying? That might have been a bogus call, I'm just saying. But I'll tell you what, he's played unbelievable. He even played great in the game today, even with that call. I have my Vera Tucker jersey on, you know what I'm saying? So if you want to troll me, let's go back and forth. I also am on the show's page as well for Twitter is The Long Beach Joe. The Long Beach Joe. Go ahead and go down there, subscribe, follow me. I'll follow you right back on there as well. We control each other on that page as well. Talk to me, I'll talk back. Also, I live stream the show as well on YouTube. For those of you that don't know and listen on Blog Talk Radio, we live stream the radio show on YouTube. I also put up other content in there as well. Go to YouTube, put in Long Beach Joe Jets, Long Beach Joe Jets on YouTube. Go ahead and subscribe, hit that notification bell, give my videos a thumbs up so when I post content, you folks will be in the know. If you want to troll me on there as well, no issues. Troll me in the comments and we'll go back and forth, all right? And as always, people, when you see me in person, arms out, chest open, free hugs for everyone. Free hugs for everyone, all right? The hugs will cost you absolutely nothing, no matter what anyone says. Free hugs for everyone, all right? You folks have a good one. The Jets get a W. I'm hyped. You folks have a good one. Peace.